Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 37. Oh, wait there. Can I just check? Is it definitely
It's
37?
definitely 37.
Yeah, episode 37 of the Ready Up Gaming Podcast. As always, my name is Niall. Joining me is a bald, bearded bruiser, Bobby Boucher. It's your first time listening to the podcast. Me and Bobby every week get together, haven't missed a week yet, talk about all things gaming. This week, we have some news in terms of Todd Howard having some
God hard.
having some feelings on PC upgrades, Switch 2 rumors, and more. Bobby, how was Gamescom? I was going to say Gamescom. How was Comic Con?
Comic Con's good, actually. It was a lot better than last year.
So Bobby went to Belfast Comic Con, which sounds horrendous.
Isn't even in Belfast.
What is it?
It's in Lisburn now, you know, the Icon Centre.
Right.
They're in there. It's been
So
there
what
actually the
happened?
past couple of years.
Right. So I've never been. So
Have you never been to the Comic Con?
no, I'm
So just
not.
picture about 2,000 nerds
Right. Fucking hell.
dressed up in like all the anime that you would never even heard of before in your life.
So what happened? Like you park up,
Park
you
up.
walk. What's the first thing that hit you? Apart from BO.
Oh, mate, see, there are a lot of BO today. Like, let me tell you, a lot of fucking BO today.
It's not hate.
And so you park up, you walk in, sort your tickets out, and then you go in. There's two kind of main big buildings and have like an outside bit. So in the first bit of the day, you had at the very front, there was like a big stall and had like signed merch. So it was like posters and stuff. And then we pop figures,
Yeah.
all signed. So there's like Peacemaker and all, you know, with John Cena's signature on it for like fucking 500 quid.
Off.
You had like Moff Gideon from Mandalorian with your man that played, he done Gus
Aye.
on Breaking Bad. What do you call
Yeah.
him? He's class.
Um,
His stuff and all was there.
Yeah.
Margaret Robbie, Harley Quinn saying stuff. So you had all that carry on. Then you had a big massive section where there was retro games. So you had like Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo, NES, PS1 with just random games on each section. So you had like there was Terminator for like the Sega, Super Mario
Mhm.
World, Crash Bandicoot, you know, all that fucking stuff. There's wrestling going on too. There's a big wrestling ring. It was like over the top wrestling.
Right.
That was going on at like 11:30. Then you had like a big stage where all the celebrities would have done like their Q&A with designated times and stuff like that. They had some prop things up, so there was like there was Moe's bar from Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Hobbit's wee house. There
Yeah.
was some Jurassic Park thing. There was Boba Fett's big chair.
Mm-hmm.
There was. Do you remember Walking Dead season 1? Rick wakes up and he sees like the door and it says "Don't open, dead inside." That was
Yeah.
there, which is quite cool.
The actual one, is it?
Oh, well, no, it's not the actual one. It's like
It's just a replica.
it's like a replica of it, like, but it's quite good. And then they had they had like two Jurassic Park cars outside, and then on the other hall, that was kind of where all the stalls were, where you go buy. There was loads of merch. There was toys. There was just a lot of stuff. Like I got a Dark Souls mug last year. I got like an Elden Ring one, whiskey one. So
Mm-hmm.
this kind of got one with a handle on it this year.
Are you a fan of whiskey?
What is it?
Are you a fan of whiskey?
Oh, yeah, I like whiskey.
What whiskey did you drink?
Jameson's Stout Edition
I'm alright.
with
I'd die.
with ginger, or I like Jameson's Orange with lemonade.
Ugh.
Amazing. No, mate, honestly, if you tried it, you don't even taste the whiskey. It's that smooth. But
Fucking hell. So how much are tickets?
Tickets were 24. That was just for the normal one. You could get like an early access one. You got a 9, but wasn't fucking getting up at that time to get in. And then
Cheers
you
to
had
that.
VA. Hold on, I asked these fucking ages ago to go.
Don't remember this.
You
So
aren't
who'd
caring.
you bring?
What is it?
Who'd you bring?
Just me, and then I met up with him, Ryan, and then Mark. He was there as well.
Was he dressed up?
No, he wasn't actually. He was straight out of work, like, so everywhere else he probably would have been dressed up. He
Oh,
hasn't been in a
perfect.
couple of years. But there was they had Pokemon cards and stuff. You know, we were actually
Oh, legit.
yeah,
Pokemon
legit, like in the wee cases and all. And what do you call them? What do you call it? What's the
But
word?
you mean the rated ones?
Yes, they're rated
Yeah.
and all that other kind of stuff. The them and all too, like.
I was going to say PSI, but I don't think that's what it's called. Is it PSI rating?
That
Something
sounds like
rating
that's like tire pressure, isn't it?
It is tire pressure, but it sounds like
I think
that.
there's two. There's like two main companies that would do it, or kind of well known.
It's insane, supposedly.
But
Maybe
yeah, it
they
was
got
good.
one.
I love all the stalls. That's probably my favorite bit, is going around all the stalls and buying stuff. But it was
Any
quite good.
celebrities there?
Yeah, there was the Vampire Diaries people.
Did you see them?
No, them two were kind of heading off because they were like the big ones for some reason. They were all hidden behind like black curtains and stuff. But then they done like a Q&A at like 5 o'clock. We obviously I wasn't fucking staying for that shit. Then you had your guy play Merle in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Jesus,
He's in fucking he's in Guardians of the Galaxy and all.
Guardians of the Galaxy as well. Yeah. There was Frodo and the other fat one.
Sam?
Yeah, they were there.
Did you see them?
Yeah, they were walking about and stuff.
Oh, fuck off. You should have said to me. I would have went.
Man, I said to you fucking ages ago.
Oh,
He's going to go to Comic Con. And you was like, no, both of you and Kieran said no. I think you would love it. Like, it was fucking class.
Sam and Frodo, and you weren't even hyped? Were you not like over at them?
No,
Can you go talk to them? Like, no.
If they're walking by you, like, I would have a conversation with your man from Vampire Diaries. What do you call the one with the black hair?
Damon.
I thought his name was Ian. Maybe that's his real name. But like he was sitting out yesterday with just the fans, just sitting on the ground outside with them, just chatting away to them.
Oh God, Lindsay fancies him. I can't bring him. Wouldn't bring her.
Aye, the queues like to actually get in to see them was fucking crazy. But there was the Red Dead Redemption crew there, which I only seen there now. The voice actors.
Oh really?
Arthur and all, yeah.
That's class. That is class.
Mate, you would love it. That's why I was like, because both of you two, you and Kim, were like, oh no, don't fancy it or whatever. I was like, right, that's a bit weird. I think it's gonna be class.
I didn't think it was like that. I thought it was just a wee shitty thing.
No, mate, it's getting better every year. Last year was last year was the first year they done it in the Icon Centre, because before that it used to be in the King's Hall, and I think before that it was in the Odyssey. But it's class. Last year was good, but this year was definitely a step up. Like in terms of the first hall we went into last year wasn't as packed out as it was this year. They actually had tables for people that would do like Yu-Gi-Oh battles and Pokemon battles, the cards and stuff.
Fucking nerds.
Oh, nerds and stuff. And then Mark went on like a wee Pokemon treasure hunt thing. He had to go and find. He got like a clue, like a piece of paper, and told you like different clues of where to go in the hall to find letters. And you had to get, once you got the letters up, you had to kind of guess what the Pokemon was, and you submitted it, and then if you win, you get like a wee some stack of cards, Pokemon cards thing. So he went
How much did you spend, Bobby?
40 quid. I was really good this year.
Okay.
Really good this year.
You bought a Dark Souls mug, you bought or cut glass. What else did you buy?
A hot dog.
How much the fucking hot dog?
£7. A bottle of Fanta, £3.
You made it, Bilbo.
I was do you know I was fucking nice too. Really American hot dogs. But yeah, next year you still have to go.
Actually, if I knew like it was like that, I would have went 100%. Why not?
I was meant to have like a ready up t-shirt and all made and like wee cards because I was going to set them where all the gamers are playing, just set the cards out. Because that's what a lot of people were doing. We're putting their business cards for like maybe their stall and stuff like that there. So I would have set the ready up cards all around with our YouTube and stuff on it. But I forgot. And then I was meant to go down to Ireland's Strongest Man with the brother, but he got injured. So then I ended up being able to go to Comic Con again. So it was kind of last minute. What was class? I love it.
Go. Next year you have the ready up stall.
Yeah. But it was very good. There was like, man, I think you would really like it, especially all the stalls and all the cool stuff. Like there was a Dark Souls clock and all.
A Dark Souls what?
Clock, all handmade. There was a stall a lot of stalls do like handmade stuff and all. Like glasses and all are handmade and sanded and stuff like that there. And there was like so last year I got the Elden Ring whiskey one. This year I got it's like more of like a tumbler with a grip on it, glass. But it's all handmade and Dark Souls on it, and then you got the bonfire on the other side. It was only tenner, like for fucking a tenner, it's class.
Yeah.
And then we
I couldn't imagine you down already up top.
I would go to the boy I deliver to in Randallstown, go and get one made. I would just say put the logo on it and then get the YouTube in the back. Fucking right. Mate, there's people walking about like fucking I don't know. There's like a skinny fucking Kratos walking around. A skinny
Kratos? Was it like the LGBT community gone wild? It's probably like
there was a few in there like too. So there was one more past and I think it was Mark or no, it was Ryan and Tim. We were like, that's definitely a man. Like, and I looked around, you seen the shoulders, and I was like, yeah, it's a man. It was good. Overall, like you would love it. I would recommend not bringing the kids because I brought them last year, and this year it was way better without them there, and not in the bad way. Like it was just there's so many people. especially in the second hall where all the stalls are, and it's quite narrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to keep track of them all, and then the amount
Well,
of smell of the bow.
We'll definitely go next year.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, you should.
That'll set ready up. Talking of kids, sounds weird, something like that. Yesterday I put on the Ninja Turtle games for Logan, and he's been on it flat out. But all his mates are sitting playing it as well. Like that's
Oh, are they?
pretty cool. Now, like they're all fucking turtles. Kit. Then
I
I
feel
bought
like
him the.
they
Yeah,
might
go
like
ahead.
Battletoads.
But I put on like, but I think the whole thing is seeing Fortnite. Supposedly there's.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah, so they've done something with Fortnite where there's like a pizza place and there's like a grating and there's turtles or something. And this is everyone's kind of thinking, oh, the turtles. Because that's what Logan does. Like Star Wars, you start talking about Star Wars when it's in Fortnite and stuff.
Yeah, it was actually your man Special Nick from Xbox Era. I think he leaked that like a year ago, saying the turtles are coming. He doesn't know when, but they're coming.
There's that movie that's out. It just released. Supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But I bought the 90s movie for him there and he lasted about 10 minutes.
Did I?
Like they're in real fucking suits.
Oh yes. The actual, the real one, not animated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, one. What about you? Have you watched anything good this week in terms of movies or shows?
Well, I started actually Ahsoka yesterday because I seen a certain spoiler for episode 4. I was planning on waiting until they're all out to just binge the whole lot, but I seen the spoiler and I had to go and binge all 4 episodes, and it was fucking worth it. Amazing. Have you seen the spoiler?
You text me it.
Yeah.
Now the problem is I've watched Mandalorian 1 and 2. I've watched the Obi-Wan show. Haven't watched. I've watched like half an episode of that other one, the Rogue One. Supposed to be really good.
Andor?
Andor's supposed to be fantastic.
It's meant to be very good. I haven't watched it yet.
I much Book of Boba Fett or Mando 3, and I'm not gonna because the reception that's put me off big time.
Mate, it's not bad. Boba Fett was good, and I think Mando season 3 was good. I wouldn't say it was bad. I would say it was good.
Ashoka, do you need to watch?
Ahsoka?
Yeah, Ahsoka, I with that one. Do you need to watch Mando 3?
Let me see. No.
Right, good. Because this is what the problem is now, and it's Disney.
I would say for Mando 3 you need to watch Boba Fett, or you don't need to, but it would definitely benefit you watching Boba Fett because he's in it in the last 2 episodes and stuff happens.
See, this is the problem though. See, when you have all these fucking like shows that link to films, and then you have to watch all this shit. It's the problem with the fucking Disney Marvel films. Or shows are fucking ridiculous. It's too much. It's like fucking Kingdom Hearts. See Kingdom Hearts 3. To understand Kingdom Hearts 3, you need to play Kingdom Hearts 2.8. But then to understand Kingdom Hearts 2, you need to play Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which was a fucking Game Boy Advance game. Like, see that type of fucking thing to understand shit. So if Ahsoka, you don't need to watch any of that, then interesting.
No, I think it benefits. Yeah, she was. I think it benefits you if you've watched like the anime or the cartoon Clone Wars and Rebels, but I haven't. I'm not finding it like not enjoyable because of that. If you know what I mean. There's obviously just a lot more context you would have with the characters and stuff on it than if you'd watched that stuff. But it's very good.
I hate the character in general, the way it looks. It's Rosario Dawson, isn't it? She's playing him. She was in Clark too.
I couldn't tell you the actor, but she's good. Like, and the villain's good. Or villains, should I say, are very good, very different. And what happened in episode 4 was just insane because I've Googled since then. Obviously, after actually watching it for myself and kind of seeing what the fans, the actual nerdy fans, are thinking the possibilities, and the possibilities are like insane.
Now, I haven't. The spoiler, I haven't. I'm gonna say I don't want to use the word. Slight spoilers for Ahsoka episode 4. Well, not even slight. I'm going to use the word.
That's the spoiler for That's the spoiler for
play.
Go ahead.
I haven't played what it's referring to. If that makes sense.
Played, right? So you're on about right? Okay, so spoilers. 3, 2, 1. And she sees Anakin.
Sorry, what?
What you knew that?
I remember you saying. I totally forgot it, but she sees more.
Right. So there's this place, and this is apparently in the cartoon. It's called something of the world, pathway of the world, or something like that. I don't know, something stupid. World between worlds. That's what it is, and it's like this pathway or something that's meant to be like between universes.
Right.
Okay. So she falls, and I'll tell you anyway. But she sees him. He turns around and he calls her, like he's like, "Hey, Snips," and apparently that's what he called her in the Clone Wars at the start because she's really like real. Yeah. No, it's him. Yep. It's him, and he's like full on like he was in episode 3 with the long hair and on the suit and the black gear on stuff. But
Right.
the way it's kind of done is he says that there, and then he says something else to her, and the music's playing, and then just at the very end, there's like 2 seconds of Vader's music,
Oh.
and that's why everybody's going crazy because they don't know now. They've went in and looked in and seen his lightsaber, and it's not the same. It's black.
What's that mean then?
I don't. They're thinking about, is it like an alternate universe, Anakin? Which it could be because it's in the world of worlds kind of pathway. So is it an alternate universe kind of Anakin where he's either still good or he beat Obi-Wan, which is if you played Revenge of the Sith, the video game, there was the alternate ending you could do where you actually beat Obi-Wan on Mustafar.
Okay, I only played a wee bit. I never really. My cousin had it.
Yes, no, you beat it once you beat it, and then if you do the alternate ending where you play as Anakin and you actually win, so you'll kill Obi-Wan and then you'll go and kill the Emperor and become the Emperor yourself as Anakin.
Now there's a link as well, is there not, between another spoiler, the game, a movie, I think, or a show, whatever, to Force Awakens, is there not?
So
Not Force Awakens. What's the 2008 game?
Yeah, Force Awakens.
No,
No,
Force Awakens.
Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, aye.
Aye, so people were speculating that he's going to be in it. Now, so far, there's been nothing about it. But he had just said, I think it was on Twitter, that I can't say nothing yet. So if he shows up as well, like, that's so fucking cool. Did you play them games?
Stuck it on, that was about it.
So pretty much, he's Vader's hidden secret apprentice. He finds him on Kashyyyk as a child and actually takes him under his wing, and he's Vader's apprentice. Then you get to play through, obviously, as him. What is it?
Fallen Order has Kashyyyk, isn't it?
Yeah, Kashyyyk's a wiki planet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
so he finds him as a kid and trains him secretly without the Emperor knowing. And the second one, I think you're just a different clone in the second one, like, because he cloned him and stuff like that there. But the story's good, and he's really, really cool as a character. So if he's in it, and it's actually Sam Whitaker or whatever you call him, like, that's going to be so fucking cool for fans like that have actually, played all them games and stuff.
No, it is cool. You're obviously really into Star Wars. Like, I like it, but I'm not really into it. But I do need to watch. I have a big backlog on that, but just getting into it. Once I'm into it, it's fine. It's just those first few episodes.
See, once you start getting into it, like, Boba Fett's actually it is very, very good. And Mando, I would say it's good. I don't think it's as strong as the first 2 seasons, but I think it is good and it kind of ties it off well. And then Andor, I haven't watched it yet because I'm more into the Jedi and the Sith and all that kind of stuff. But I think once I watch it, I'll really like it. Like, I didn't watch Rogue One for ages, the movie, and then once I watched it, I was like, okay, that was class.
Rogue One's phenomenal.
Yeah, but it didn't appeal to me because there was none of, it was all just the rebels and stuff.
I would say Force Awakens, Rogue One, Solo. Then I would go to Rise of Skywalker, and then the second, kind of the sequels, whatever. Put that last. That's kind of my order. I actually think Rogue One was fucking unbelievable in the cinema as well.
Very Gary Whitta wrote that one too.
I know. See that end scene where it goes up in the fuck.
Man, I didn't know that was coming.
Did you?
No, I didn't know that was coming when I first watched it, and it was just all black, and then the smoke, and then you just see the fucking red saber, and I was just like, oh my fucking god, this is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking class. See all that kind of fan service and shit. I do like it.
This is big time fans. If you're an Anakin fan, like, this is big time. Like, this is incredible. This is the first time they've actually in real life like talked to each other, if you know what I mean, Anakin and Ahsoka, because that was all in the cartoon. Yeah, it's the first time like Hayden Christensen has actually said her name and stuff. Yeah, that's amazing.
I like the Obi-Wan show. It was good.
I thought it was class. No, I really liked it. I think it was good. It was good fan service to the fans of, like, the prequels. Which I loved.
Prequels after it.
Yeah, I watched them before in the build up to it, so I was just kind of fresh going in after episode 3.
I think everyone appreciates the prequels more now. Like, I actually, obviously, the prequels is what I first watched with Star Wars. Like,
yeah, they were our Star Wars. Like, growing up, that was when we were kind of kids. I remember going in school to go and see them, and that's when I actually properly fell in love with Star Wars. Watching them and then playing Knights of the Republic. Yeah, but actually, that was one I went to see in the cinema when it was with the school. Phantom Menace. Remember that?
I think definitely seen the second Star Wars, Attack of the Clones. I've seen that in the cinema. I don't know about the first one I had on tape. from the market. Nice
Third
pirate pop.
one, I think I went to see it as well because I knew that was when Anakin was turning.
Turning gay. No,
But
I shoot it.
so good. I would recommend, like, even if you don't want to watch, I think you should. If you've watched Mando season 1, 2, I think you should watch Boba Fett and Mando 3. You could just kind of finish it off. But you should definitely watch Ahsoka, like 100%.
And what about I'll probably, you know what, I'm gonna make it a conscious effort of it because I do have a problem at the moment in terms of watching stuff. But what about like the Marvel shows? I watched Scarlet Witch or whatever that one was, the fucking one there.
WandaVision.
WandaVision. See, after that, I'm done. Like, I don't want to watch any of the other shit.
I didn't watch any of them at all, and you've got fucking Black Captain America and all now. Stupid.
Marvel's dead. To me, like,
they've milked it too much.
Phase 3 done. That's it, over.
See, after Endgame, the only stuff I'm ever actually interested in is Guardians, which I haven't actually watched the third one yet. Thor and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch Captain America because it's the fucking Falcon. That's not Captain America. Like, no matter what anybody says, that's not Captain America.
Because you're racist.
No, it's not. Just Captain America's not fucking black. Well, could you imagine the absolute fucking outrage if it says here's the new Black Panther and he's white? Oh, this is a different one. He's from South Africa, so it's all good.
Have you seen that?
No, I refuse to watch it. Don't like that stuff.
That's it's a racist bastard.
No, I just don't want to watch. I don't want to watch it.
Why?
It doesn't interest me. The character in the background, it just doesn't interest me at all.
Is it because his skin color doesn't interest you? Your racist.
No fucking powers. You just put the suit on. Stupid.
I thought Black Panther was all right. I definitely was. That's the the highest rated Marvel film, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it just because obviously
it just bugs me.
But bad guy in it was class. What's him? He does he plays Creed, Adonis Creed in it. He plays it not in fucking Marvel, but he plays it.
Yeah, I know who you're on about. But nah, it's just never appealed to me. Like you know me, I just watch what I want to watch and play what I want to play. It doesn't appeal to me. Like, it just doesn't appeal to me.
You know, you tell me to fucking watch and play stuff.
Like Captain Marvel as well. That doesn't appeal to me, so I never watched that.
I watched some was shit. You're lucky.
Yeah. So that
could have been Samuel L. Jackson, like. But did I say last week I had watched The Exorcist, or had?
Yes, I think you said that you watched the first one, and then you were going to go on a binge and watch the rest of them.
So finish the first one. I tell you what, mate, that film's a great film. Yeah. Have you watched The Exorcist?
Oh yeah. Years ago, like I haven't watched it recently. I think
I can remember half of it. Oh, mate, it's great. I actually watched it, and I started listening to the Colin Knockback. Did you ever listen to Knockback?
No, that's one I don't listen to.
Colin Moriarty. Yeah, I just do it when I'm interested in one, but it always makes me want to watch it. But listen to them talking about it, and it's just everything they said so true. Like, see, in terms of just, I think the fact that it's from the 70s, it's just even more scary. It's like, it's very
we don't get horror like that anymore. Like, don't we not?
No, but so I watched the first one, loved it. Went to watch the second. The second is supposed to be a fucking mess. Like, it's a fever dream.
Is it?
So skipped it and watched the third. And the third, funny enough, so The Exorcist is based on a book, and the guy who directed the first movie was supposed to direct the third. He didn't direct the second, and the third was based on the other actual Exorcist book called Legion, and he ended up skipping out of it. But the guy who wrote the book actually directed the movie, and people love it. Like, I think it's a bit of a mess. What was all right, like, but it was a bit of a mess. But the new one is what I'm really hyped for, because I watched the trailer again. I'm like, fuck, this looks.
So the new one's basically just taken off after the first one, isn't it? That's doing what a lot of other films have done.
Have you seen the poster for it, and it's in like black and white, and it looks like almost like a capture on a camera, but it's like black and white, and it looks like fucking freaky as fuck. Have you seen it?
I don't know. I probably have.
Exorcist Believer. If you actually just type it in there, there it is. Yeah.
Exorcist Believer.
Yeah. If you just type it in, and if obviously anyone's listening to this, just check it out. It's like a.
Oh, is it just? Oh, yes.
That image is black and white. It looks fucking. It actually looks like Linda Blair. She played the girl in the first movie. But
I'll probably watch the first one in the lead up to this here. Where did you watch it? Is it on anything, or did you
on Apple TV?
Did you buy it, or is it on it?
Yes, but this is what's interesting. Next month they're bringing it 4K, so you can buy it on Apple TV. On our Apple TVs on our TVs, you see, and it's synced to your phone. It's synced up. You have it in your ring. So I just love buying it there, because do you ever, obviously on Amazon Prime, I know you buy a lot and I buy a lot, but you buy a lot on Prime, don't you?
That's right, but buy mine, yeah. because we've kind of
See,
built a library there. So
the problem I have with Prime though is you go in, there's like maybe so many different versions and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, the VHD, the standard definition, and then you've got the Ultra HD.
Like so there, it's like
Sometimes they're
okay, and it's cheaper. It seems to be on Apple.
yeah. I don't know. I might have a way look and maybe change over. Like I haven't bought a huge amount on Prime, but
I made it's great, but no. So my mum, like, she never used to let us watch fucking Exorcist, and I was wondering why. And I used to be like, oh, she must think it's really scary, but I think it's more about the child who's throwing a crucifix up her fucking dude, and there's blood everywhere. It's fucking mad. It's mad. Like, I should watch that. It was fucking 50 years ago.
I remember when
Lick me.
fucking Scary Movie took a piss out of it.
Well, I have a funny story regarding this, mate. Me and I think fuck, Kira's just playing something maybe pulled through there. Me and my old mate Matt, when we were kids, I'm gonna see if it's here. It's still there. 17 years ago, 356,000 views on YouTube doing a dubbing of The Exorcist.
Fuck.
There was one we done at the Clown. It's still there. It's 180,000. But that was as kids, like 17 years ago. I was what, 13, 14. Like early YouTube days, like. But yeah, it's really good. It's a great film. It's great horror. So I was actually going to read the book. Got my Kindle out. Got The Shining on the thing. But I'm in the mood for horror movies. I just love horror, mate. Have you watched a horror film called Ari Aster made it, Midsummer?
I don't think so.
Have you not watched this? It's his. It's you know the guy done Hereditary.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has Florence Pugh in it. I don't know if you know her. You probably do know because she like wrestling, don't you?
Who is it?
Florence Pugh.
What wrestler was she?
Well, she done. Do you ever watch Fighting with My Family?
Yeah.
It's a documentary based on a wrestler, but it's a movie. Sorry,
Yeah.
she plays the wrestler in it. The girl. She's
she plays Paige.
Aye, so it's her.
Oh,
She's
right.
in Oppenheimer and stuff. But it's basically they go to like someplace in Norway and it's always daylight, but it's a whole cult thing. Made its class. Like it's a great horror film. But yeah, so been on like a wee bit of a horror watch. I don't know, kind of love it.
Have you got any plans on playing horror games over October?
VR, mate.
Oh, yeah, it's due to come out next month. And I think it's the 27th. I'll probably get the announcement for it. Won't I?
Yeah, so we'll be on the podcast anyway. The 27th they're doing the event. So the 10th they're doing the Quest 3 release date's very strongly predicted. A few retailers have leaked it. So I won 500 quid in work, which is nice.
How did that happen?
You do so much sales that you get kind of put in the raffle.
Was Kieran in the raffle?
No.
No.
No, it wasn't. No. No, I wasn't in the raffle. But no, I ended up winning. It was funny enough. I was like, I never win this, so I wasn't even that fussed. And then I was like, 500 quid. It was going up to like 3,000. And I was like, you know what? There's the Quest 3 paid for. But I feel like I really want to play the Quest as well at the same time. But you know, I'm going to do the Exorcist game on VR. I love it. I think it's fucking terrifying. It is actually like shit scary. And then you have Alien Isolation. I would jump back into that in VR. And then
that would be absolutely brutal.
I was thinking this earlier. So I was washing my willy in the shower and I thought to myself,
that's brutal.
I just probably not like horror games.
Why would that come up?
Just as I pulled the foreskin back and had the soap on the tip, I was like, why would Bobby not like horror games? And I didn't know why. I don't get it.
Jesus
Loves horror films, doesn't like horror games.
Like this year, I started playing horror games and I've really enjoyed them. But I don't like being chased and stalked. So that's why Alien Isolation wouldn't do it for me. I
would fucking pay to watch you play Alien Isolation.
It would be bad. Like the palms would be sweaty.
But it's not like what. I don't mind it. I don't like it. Like, see Mr. X chasing you. Do I get?
I don't really anxious.
It's anxious because then do you ever see the bit where you're just kind of running about
and you just
and you're just running through the door and he's there and you're like, sick.
Yeah, that happened to me, and it happened to me actually in Village as well, where when your big woman's kind of following you. I was just casually walking through and I had no idea that she was going to be there. Open the door and she just fucking boom, just ducks right underneath the door and comes out, and I was like, rah, shaking the controller and just start turning around and running.
You see that Resident Evil 8 Village in VR? It's class, like, but that horror is meant to see VR, like in horror VR games.
It's made for each other, like
different gravy. Like I'm quite like I can play horror games. I'm all right. Like, do I feel tense and anxious? Absolutely. I think that's the point. But you
Mhm.
see in VR, mate, like you're like fucking hell because you can't close your eyes. You're there. It's fucking
Yeah.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So no, I'm excited for it. I'm kind of I really horror. Like there's a lot I want to watch. Like Psycho, I've watched that, but like Psycho 2, 3, there's a load of them. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I love Chucky. Well, I love Chucky anyway. I don't know how they hold up now. I
Oh, his
watched.
mask was there actually, Nightmare on Elm Street, with signs and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's pretty cool. But do you remember Candyman?
Yeah, I remember Candyman. What do you call it? That's the guy who's doing the voice of Venom.
Venom, yeah. I actually that's Todd something, but
Yeah, it is.
I got in shit in primary school, so telling about a girl about the Candyman and all this here, and she said to me like 10 years ago, you know that gave me nightmare for years. So my parents must let me watch anything, like bonkers. They were just letting me watch shit. I remember watching Chucky as a kid, Nightmare on Elm Street, loved it all. Just Logan Alba, just be poofs, won't watch shit. But to add on to that, there's a film. It was actually Colin Moriarty put me on this called Rosemary's Baby.
Never
I
heard
think
of it.
it's fantastic. It's just an olden style horror. It's great. But yeah, apart from that, that's all that's really been up with me this week. And we'll get into what I've been playing soon. There's some children there. Well, and right now I bet you're shouting at them.
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Get out of my room!
Oh, there's a dog now.
Fucking hell, boy.
You continue talking, and I'm gonna go on mute for a second.
Well, while Bobby's doing that, I'm going to get into the news. Okay. So this week, quite light on the news. There's 4 topics of discussion. Item 1, if any of you have been playing Starfield on a PC and have been a bit worried about the PC performance, worry not. Todd Howard has came out and was asked on air why Bethesda didn't optimize Starfield on PC.
I think I was a bit cheeky.
By him?
No, by them.
I don't think either way is too bad.
I did. I thought it was a bit cheeky. Like, it is optimized. It's just not optimized.
Well, stop getting ahead.
No, I'm getting cross now.
Todd Howard and Xbox head Phil Spencer have been on this interview circuit for the launch of Starfield, as part of which the pair granted an interview to Bloomberg Technology. While the questions have a more general business focus and fear into things like Game Pass and the Elder Scrolls 6, the show starts with Bloomberg's Ed Ludlow rather starkly putting an audience question to Howard, why did you not optimize this game for PC?
Yeah, come on.
We did, says Howard. As Phil Spencer fails to suppress a chuckle, it's running great. It is a next-gen PC game where you really do push the technology. So you may need to upgrade your PC for this game, but it's got a lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome. Okay.
Yes.
Now you can vent your worries.
That
and
sounds like a fucking like a child's asking that question. They just can't get it running on their PC. Why is this not working on my 3060? Why is this not optimized? Fuck off.
I don't think it's I'm thinking like look at games like Cyberpunk. You look at games like even Jedi.
But look how bad Cyberpunk was.
But even Jedi, I'm going to use Jedi as a sample here. It's running better than Jedi, from what I've gathered anyway, across the board.
Oh, wow.
So realistically, are people overreacting? I'm actually going to bring this in later, but
hold on. Let's be honest. Like, the average person probably doesn't have a good PC. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
the average Joe does not have a fucking 3070 upwards. 3070, like, because we've both played on PC and we've both had I would say a good experience over 60.
I'll give you my experience, right? So playing a 1440p with FSR2 enabled, 67% resolution with a mixture of ultra high and medium.
Right, okay.
When I was using the keyboard and mouse, the experience was
tried that. I tried that myself, and I've seen the exact jitter that you were on about.
There's like a jitter, yeah. Once with the controller,
it's smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's...
Because it was when you said that there, I was like, hold on, let me test that out as well, just on my rig. And I did, and I noticed the wee jitter with the mouse, so just went back. Not that I would have played it that way, but I just wanted to test it out. Perfectly smooth on a controller.
I had no issues, like, performance-wise. Like, this isn't like Arkham Knight when it came out, where it was fucking a mess. It was bad frames, but which actually was getting like 60 when Arkham Knight came out. but a lot of people had bad issues. So because I hadn't got issues, it couldn't be like, oh well, it's a great port. It wasn't. But I don't think it's horrendous. Now, there's no DLSS. It's been patched in by modders.
And have you seen the results from it? Because the results are outstanding.
Yeah.
Like, so the people's getting like a solid 144
I've seen
with DLSS.
Digital Foundries. So I watched a wee bit of Digital Foundry. I didn't watch too much, but basically what they'd shown was with FSR, you were noticing even a lot of flickering and aliasing in a lot of background images.
So I didn't use it.
DLSS. You didn't need to.
Yeah, I took it all. It actually ran a wee bit worse. Not really in terms of frame rate, but just look ways, because you know the way it's kind of just doing all that weird shit where it's trying to fool you into thinking it is when it's not, to make it run better, but it didn't actually make the game run better. So I just went back to just native 1440p, and I was getting around 90.
Were you ultra?
I was ultra everything.
See, it says here, so if you're playing 1440p ultra on a 3090, you should be getting 43 as an average FPS.
Well, that's lies. That's 100% lies.
Because I think it's CPU dependent.
On 4K, I was getting the high 50s, dropping to the high 40s, and that was in 4K ultra everything. Because that's why I just went straight down to 1440p, because there's no point in playing like that. Might as well just get the high frame rates and drop the resolution and not really notice a difference. Anyway, so
Starfield 4090 4K. I'm just going to check what because it's saying there on a 4090 4K, no FSR, they were getting 47 to 54. But I'm just having a quick.
See, that's what I was getting with my 3090.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one there. There's a guy there getting higher frame rates, 2160p, but that's ultra 99. Yeah. So look, to be fair, I think a lot of the issue right now is it's more the optimization with NVIDIA now.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the performance. I think, look, and this is what I said to you, and you were kind of getting a bit antsy. It was like, well, look, if I wait to play the game, I'm going to play a better game. And you were like, I don't know if you were trolling, but you were like, how's it going to be better? And I'm like, patches, performance, bugs. And you're like, there's no bugs. I'm like, well.
No, in terms of like game breaking bugs, there's absolutely none. It's like,
right,
it's probably the most polished Bethesda game
100%
ever.
I didn't have any bugs when I played it. I haven't had bugs, so I can tell you right now.
Yeah, I haven't had a single bug either.
I'll show you throughout the week on it, but I'm completely transparent.
We're both as bad as each other, waiting each other up. But in terms of actual, like, even normal bugs, I haven't came across any.
No, I didn't.
And I've played PC, Xbox, and then Series S. I was playing all day on the Series S. Absolutely nothing. And do you know what? It runs flawlessly on the Series X and Series S. Like, I can't fault that. Yes, it's 30, but in terms of running at 30, it's flawless.
You slagged me about Breath of the Wild being 30, and now you can play this at 30 and there's no problem.
Yeah, it's just, you know, when
a bit of consistency here, Bobby.
when the frame pacing's good, you know.
I want to talk about my thoughts on the game. We'll save that, obviously, because I did play a wee bit this week. But performance, look, I personally wasn't too worried. Now, what I will say is, should he be asked that question? It's a bit rude. It is obviously a bit pricky.
Yeah, I think it's a bit rude, like.
But for him to be saying, you need to upgrade your PC for this, is kind of also like...
You give a rude question, you get a rude answer.
I don't think
he's wrong.
Now, this is where me and you we're different, because you're saying, the performance should be bad or it should be quite hard because there's a lot going on. Whereas I'm almost saying, if that's the case, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, for run on a Switch, do extremely well. I don't think there's no reason why this can't be 60 on an Xbox, and I bet you any more money it will be.
I would love it to be, and I think maybe down the line it will be. I think
so that's
the year drop or the year delay has helped polish this game like severely.
But
I think they would rather. What I think is similar to how Redfall was, where they just couldn't get 60 FPS running smooth, so there was just no point in launch. They might as well launch with an absolutely solid, rock solid 30 FPS, and it is on, but like it's 1440p 30 on the Series S.
That's pretty good.
4K 30 on the, it's honestly, it's mind blowing that it's working that well on a console.
If it was me and I still had my Xbox, I would be playing it on console over PC anyway.
You would, and I think you probably would play it a bit more because it's just so easy to just pick it up. I brought the Series S down. I actually forgot, like, Demi has a Series S on her TV in the room. I just unplugged it. I already have the plugs downstairs for there's an Xbox One X that sits down there just as an ornament. I just plugged it in and whacked away at the Series S all day yesterday. That was fantastic.
I think it's the problem with the creation engine. That's what they're using now. It's obviously been heavily modified, but it's just it's like Unreal. It's not really Unreal 4 and 3 weren't really suited. There's always going to be issues with open world to some extent, and it's
there was
just
a video of I can't remember who done it, whether it was Digital Foundry or not, and they were using the exact same specs as a Series X, but on a PC. And I'm wondering actually what the results was of that, like in terms of performance.
I think I seen a bit of this.
Mm-hmm. I seen it somewhere. I never clicked on it. I can't remember where it was.
But you're saying there's a lot. Realistically, like when you think about it, you have. It's not even. I don't think it's. You've obviously got a lot of good physics in the background, but that physics are they not the same as there was in Skyrim? Physics wise, and obviously there's not space, but like Skyrim had people obviously collecting the potatoes. That's a whole thing from Skyrim, and obviously they've done this in space. But like you think it's instant space, so you load into an area, and that's an instance. It's not all loaded. That's not all running seamless. Like you don't have. Take No Man's Sky, for example, where you have a planet there and that's kind of a seamless travel. And obviously No Man's Sky is not this level in terms of graphic fidelity and shit. But I think you were saying, and that's kind of what I get to, you were saying you don't think it could be done, the seamless transition. Whereas I actually think it could be done, but not in the engine, because I think they actually had trouble with this engine trying to get
I would say it would be hard. Like, I mean, like in terms of full on, like what are you talking? Like the whole game?
Yeah,
the planet. Like I think that would be like really difficult. Like to just leave the planet, just travel straight to another planet and travel to a different universe and all, and have all that loading. You have to have loading somewhere.
No Man's Sky is doing it.
Right. No Man's Sky is just that's bullshit.
But it is doing it.
But the No Man's Sky has nothing else going on. It's just procedurally generated shit. It hasn't got everything like that can happen.
You've seen No Man's Sky these days. I know that, but have you seen it?
Yeah, but it's just procedurally generated stuff. Like there's no NPCs doing quest. There's no quests. There's no random encounters. There's none of that shit going on. There's none of all that physics stuff. There's none.
That was on a PS4.
Yes, it's all optimized now and the thing, but it's just procedurally generated stuff. I'm talking about everything else that's going on in the world. Absolutely everything.
I think it could be done. Like I don't think. I think it's.
I don't. And I think maybe one of the main things holding it back is probably the consoles.
Could be. I think dependent. You might see shit with mods coming in. I know there's a mod at the moment where it takes out the cutscenes and it's like just a wee bit of a loading screen, but
yeah, I think I actually thinking about that right now. It could be the consoles, realistically, because on big high end PC tech, could they get it seamless? Possibly.
Keep in mind that obviously, look, your city, obviously that's gonna take a little bit, but you think about a lot of the other bits, the outposts and shit, or other places in the world. There's not a lot going on that's gonna be too taxing. There, I actually think it could be. Honestly, I think looking at it, it's like it could be done. And look, I'm not going to say that it should be done because
that's not. It could. The thing is, like, it could be like they do add a lot of stuff into especially in the big DLCs and stuff they got there. I mean, in this game's, it's only out, so there's tons of content they're going to be adding to it and changing things.
Well, I believe Voyage, the next Skyrim or the next Elder Scrolls is going to be the same engine. They've just updated the creative engine. Like obviously done a lot to it, but
Elder Scrolls is going to be huge, like.
And this is going to upset you. To me, I don't see how this couldn't be, apart from graphics, why it couldn't be on PS4.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
It's a lot of load and all. Like, I don't think it's possible on
a honestly, look, you're taking. No, I haven't seen all the cities, so I'm going from the first area.
I don't think. I mean, like, it's not even running on a fucking 3060 past 20 frames, and you're thinking it's going to work on a PS4.
This is where we're going down to optimize.
I bet there's only so much you can optimize for. Like, why would you want to try and optimize for all that other shit? They probably had to cut a lot of stuff from the game.
Now, I'm playing Horizon.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously I'm trolling about shit, but
that's why I didn't bite, because I could have argued back with that, but I didn't.
I was when I was bored last night. I actually texted Kieran, like, I'm bored. Watch this. But Horizon, and I was playing. I'm like, this game's like, I was actually playing, and I'll get into it later, but I was like, this game's like, fuck me. And I'm like, this actually runs a PS4 at a lock 30, and I'm like, fucking hell, this is like the fact that it's running on a PS4 or how good it looks. and some of the environments in that, I'm thinking like this could personally, and to be fair, this goes with every game I've seen thus far. To be honest with you, Nick, this gen, most of them could run on a PS4 realistically.
But then why the DLC, because of the flan, was exclusive to PS5 because it wouldn't work on a PS4?
The
You know,
streaming,
do you know what I mean? If you're asking all them questions about Starfield, then you have to ask these questions like why can't they get flan? Just something simple as flan working on a PS4.
it's the streaming of the assets, is it not? Bringing those assets in. Like realistically, could this if it had seamless load? No chance. But I think it's the streaming of the assets in the hard drives the limiting factor. Now, bear in mind, see the PS4 version. A lot of the cutscenes that are on PS5 that are native are actually just video files. That's what their cut around was.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But I wanted, obviously, we got this. So I wanted to change around the item news. So I fed this into Star Wars because it's fitting. So item 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor update adds a solid 60 FPS on consoles. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor's latest patch has completely reworked the game's performance mode on consoles to hit a solid 60 FPS. Patch 7 is the newest major update to arrive on PS5, Series X and S, and PC for Jedi, bringing it with it a series of performance improvements, optimizations across all platforms, and the usual bug fixes. Most notably, Respawn has confirmed that it has managed to achieve a solid 60 FPS in performance mode, which hasn't been too stable since the game launched in April. Do you know what they did, Bobby, to get it?
Yeah, they removed ray tracing, didn't they?
Wankers.
Unbelievable, like.
So, obviously going in, this fits in well with that, but and this is what I'm saying to you is, we are punished for playing a new game. Honestly, like any game you play right now, and this is what I mean, it's like, right now, it's not for me in the Starfield. Right now, I'm just thinking, not now. But if I go back to Starfield in a year's time, I will be playing a much better game that's on the market right now. So why should I buy any game at launch?
Why should we even buy the fucking early access that we do all the fucking time?
And what? It's not a whole PlayStation to get away with. PlayStation doesn't. So Horizon, I bought that at launch, and I remember putting it on performance mode, and it looked like shit. Like the grass and all had aliasing. And I ended up playing Elden Ring instead and come back to it. See, when it came back to it, they added in a 40 hertz option, but they also fixed the aliasing. So once again, you then get a better performance. So it's like,
why not just fucking wait and just get just wait and put the game out the way it should be?
Spider-Man didn't have 120 hertz mode at launch, did it?
No. So what it had was 60 or 30, and then shortly after release, they actually brought in 60 with ray tracing mode.
Was that like 2 weeks after?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like pretty short in the time frame that I actually brought it out, but like it would have been annoying for people that went and played it, 2 weeks beforehand. Even 2 weeks beforehand. That have waited, they would have got ray tracing, which I actually did end up getting to play.
What was Jedi? April? May? March? April?
Oh fuck.
Fucking hell.
That scared the bollocks out of me. That was my fucking herb blower. Put my foot on it. I think it was May. April or May.
We had spoken. We were like, "Oh, we should play this." We were literally both saying with Star Wars, "I will come back later."
Mm-hmm. But the story was keeping us in though. That's the only thing. That's the annoying thing. Like when the story's good, but the game it just isn't performance. You just have to kind of fight through it.
So it's literally like in this thing. See now, instead of buying all new games, you're best just waiting to play your backlog. I like playing. No, I like putting them on and then deciding. So Baldur's Gate I bought, and performance, I know you were kind of shitting on the performance, but performance overall, like it is a lot 16, but there's a part in Act 3 where they actually go into Baldur's City, the city of Baldur's, whatever it's fucking called, Baldur's Gate. And I knew people were having trouble on PC, never mind console, and it goes to like 22 FPS. And I'm thinking, at the very least, I'm just going to wait until this is just fixed completely, because it's not a bug-free game. And if I wait 6 months, it's going to be a better game.
And they're playing it, or they're running it, it's like PC specs, Ultra as well. That's what the PS5 version.
A lot of it does like run at 60, like a lot of it. And then I'm quite late game, so I actually loaded up my save, and it's a lot on, and it was probably getting about 35 to 60 in a big massive battle, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait anyway. I'm not too fussed.
Yeah, I probably wait maybe until I get this PlayStation Portal. I think maybe a game will just kind of casually sit and play. I actually said that when it first came out, it'd be quite cool on handheld, just kind of lying back and chilling, doing a couple of quests, moving.
Good shout. But even at that, I think I actually maybe talked about this to Kieran rather than you, but Witcher 3, even though it got a next gen port last year, had issues. It's now fixed, but that was only fixed 4 months ago or something. So it's like, even that, you just, I don't know. What's your thoughts on all the optimization shit?
I'd say it's annoying. Like, you've got that FOMO missing out when the game comes out. Like, and if you were sensible, you'd be like, right, you know what? I'm going to wait 6 months. I'm going to wait 3 months. Or I'm going to see how the performance is, and then wait for patches until it's ready. But then,
and when I first played Witcher 3, I played it at launch on my PC, and it was a mess. Like, it was buggy as fuck.
I played
and
Xbox One.
Oh, Jesus! But I waited a year and went back to it, and it was perfect. And it was the whole game was just flawless. So it's
frustrating.
Look at Cyberpunk.
It's like we're paying £70 now. It's especially in PS5 for a new game. And it comes out running like shit, and then 6 months down the line, it's brilliant. You can probably pick it up for 30 quid.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick up the better version for less than half the price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't get away with it. Look at even fucking Sony's first party on the PC. Last of Us. Jesus Christ.
Do you know what? Like, Sony's first party in the PC have actually been really good, apart from Last of Us was a disaster. I know Horizon had issues at launch, but they were fixed.
Nexus are quite good. Do they do Last of Us, or do they just do Ratchet? Isn't it Nexus?
No, the boys that done Last of Us were different. I think that was Iron Galaxy, actually, that done that.
I think they're fucking ropey, but Nexus, whoever they are a really good porting studio.
Iron Galaxy's the guys that done Rumbleverse and Killer Instinct. I think they actually done the port for Last of Us. Spider-Man, I think it was the Nexus guys that done Spider-Man as well, which I think Spider-Man was pretty good at launch.
Mm-hmm.
I tried it, well, not recently, a couple of months ago, like on the 4K on the TV, like, and I was getting like 110 ultra with ray tracing, the video DLSS obviously as well, like, but fuck me, like, it's different gravy on a computer.
Do you know what, mate? And you know what? I enjoy Sony, yes. See, even that Horizon game on my OLED, I'm playing this, and I've obviously went really off my PC. I'm like, see, if I was playing this on my PC, you would expect, like, for this to look how it looks, you'd need like a 4090 to run it the way it's running. I'm like, it's fucking insane looking.
Yeah.
It's like, you should be so, even like a fucking God of War in my head, I can't remember, because it's been, a year since I played it, but see if I put God of War on there, I'd be like, fucking hell.
It's like,
and they both ran on last gen.
Yeah,
so
it's like the Series S, it's run Starfield at 1440p, 30 FPS, and Kieran's got a 3060 and he couldn't get that. But it's technically, it's a more powerful rig, his PC, than a Series S, you know what I mean?
Mental. Fuck PCs,
it's crazy the way it works. Like, I don't know if it's just a love-hate relationship with the PC. Like, when things look good and all, it's class, but then it's a fucking PC. Like, I stuck it on the TV was for Starfield and all. I was like, this just feels dirty.
It's a convenience.
I just went to the Xbox, and I'm playing at 30 FPS on the Xbox instead of playing on a fucking 3090.
Convenience is massive. And the heat, the fuck comes up, man.
That's so convenient. Just hop on the Xbox, hop on the Series S, hop on the fucking backbone. Runs great. Convenience is key.
It actually is. So, going into more space talk, item 3, Jez Corden has heard that the next Mass Effect is ditching open world. So Corden's basically came out and said that he's heard Mass Effect is ditching open world and going back to its classic format. I don't know if that's accurate 100%, but it's an industry rumor. Is it much to go on? Probably not. And if it's true, it's probably not even that much of a surprise either. But it's enough to make some Mass Effect fans very, very happy nonetheless. We'll keep you posted should we hear more, rumor or otherwise. Basically, it says, I wonder sometimes whether BioWare will ever do another trilogy games again, because the more time that it passes, the more I appreciate what an ambitious idea that was with Mass Effect. Freddie writes in his fantastic feature, Making Mass Effect. 3 games that would tell one story and you could carry one hero all the way through. That's not just bold, that's borderline outrageous, especially when you consider all the choices and consequences typically in one of the studio's games. And it's only now, really, when I see no one else attempting to do the same thing to that degree anyway, I realize how special it was. So basically, if you've never played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to say a bit like Starfield in the grand scheme of things, actually, and the way the approach is. But you go to areas, you can go to different worlds, but the different worlds you could do some things on them.
Yeah.
But your ship's like your hub, but the ship's fucking massive. But obviously with Andromeda, I think it went open world a wee bit. I'm not too sure. I think it did. Andromeda's a fucking shit show anyway. But
yeah,
I re-downloaded Mass Effect actually.
Starfield.
So playing Starfield really just made me really want to play Mass Effect, to be honest with you.
You know what, like I've heard so many people playing Starfield made me want to play this other space game.
Yeah, but Mass Effect's fantastic, mate.
Like
And
Steve was the same. He started playing No Man's Sky. He's like, "Oh, this is brilliant because because it's procedurally generated. There's so much to do." And I was like, "Do you know what that means?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Procedurally generated means that there's AI has made everything for you there. So it doesn't mean you've got more content. You fucking plum."
I hate procedure generated shit. Hate it. I think I would love for you. I that's one game I do not get how you haven't played, and you like it's the guys who done one of your favorite games of all time, and you don't like. It's
I just haven't played it.
Like Mass Effect is up. It's fucking phenomenal. Like it actually is. See, like and you maybe I don't really appreciate it, but playing now, I'm like, well, when I was playing it there recently, I was like, fuck, it is fantastic. 120 on the Xbox as well, Bobby.
It is, yeah.
You no interest in it?
I got to. I've no interest in playing it anytime soon. Like I think it'll be one I get to at some point, and I'll probably love it. Like when I do, but I've no intention of playing it anytime soon. Like there's too much coming up. A wee backlog game, just a wee notion for something spacey.
Backlog is fucking huge as well.
Yeah.
Fucking huge. I think I spent like 59 hours on it. I've only done one and a bit of two, but I'm gonna restart two. I've actually restarted two. Fuck, maybe about 4 times. I've never beat number 2, but I beat 1 twice.
Am I right in saying like if you're a cunt in the first one, you can just your save continues over like your whole character and your decisions and stuff?
Yeah, so that's what they're actually saying. It's like 3 games, consequences, all transport, like people, life and death. Yeah. But it's great. It's just it's great lore as well if you want to read it, and go through it. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
So, final piece of news. Item 4, VGC reports Switch 2 was demoed with the Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine 5 tech demo, featuring DLSS, advanced ray tracing, and visuals comparable to Sony and Microsoft's current gen consoles. So Nintendo's reportedly demonstrated the Nintendo Switch 2 behind closed doors at Gamescom last month. Eurogamer reports that some trust developers got an early look at the Switch 2 and some tech demos of how games run on the unannounced system. Reportedly a demo of an improved version of Zelda Breath of the Wild that's designed to run on the more advanced hardware inside the Switch 2. Eurogamer's report follows rumors from Windows Central's Jez Corden that Nintendo had discussed a next generation Switch with select devs at Gamescom. So, anyone who's not familiar with this, AMD own FSR, Nvidia own DLSS, AMD CPU chipsets are in PlayStation, Xbox, Nvidia is in Switch. I think. What's your thoughts, Bobby?
Highest class.
I don't believe it. There's no way it's fucking Matrix. Well, it depends if it's doing upskill.
If it was using DLSS, then it's 100% believable. Because that stuff is wizardry, like. Honestly.
Mate, see the Switch 2. I would love it. 100%.
If it has this here and it's going to be implemented in games and stuff like that, there, I'll be all over it. Because if it's going to give me like high frames, like 60 frames on the Switch handheld, and most games, like even third-party games and stuff like that, there, I play a lot there. I really would.
They're going to, if it does come out and it's powerful as fuck, Elden Ring's coming to it.
Oh, that'd be huge. Fucking huge. Because Dark Souls remastered's on it, isn't it? I know it's only 30 frames and it's kind of basically the 360 version, but
it is the 360 version pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the 360 version. But
yeah, it'd be class. That'll be a powerhouse, like in terms of just it already will be, regardless whether it does run things at 60 or not. It's just gonna be insane. Absolutely insane.
More powerful than the Steam Deck?
I think it depends really on what way you look at it. I think a lot of the power will probably come from the DLSS.
Yeah, like obviously
the software side.
So what is the Steam Deck GPU? Let me just check.
It's some fucking AMD.
Is it AMD?
Yeah, it's all AMD. All them handhelds are AMD.
Right, so it's AMD, and does it have FSR? Doesn't it?
Yeah. So is like a Asus ROG Ally as well. It has the FSR.
I'm telling you, FSR is so dirty. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not good. It's like an Android phone, isn't it? It's like an Android version.
It's like I'm more PlayStation. I feel like with more Nvidia, it's just always been a figure. It's like AMD just feels wrong to me.
Yeah,
I just think I could go there. But FSR just seems to me it's like it's not the same.
It's just inferior.
A lot of these studios, like obviously when the PS Pro came out, I remember being like, how are they going to hit 4K when my PC can't? it was the upskilling I didn't really understand at the time, but a lot of those companies made their own upskillers, didn't they?
Yeah, they were upscaling the resolution to make it go to. It was like running say 1080 to 1440 and looking like it was running the 4K. Which games even still now? Most games do that. There, it's very rare you actually get a full on native fucking 4K experience on the console.
They're getting lazy. Like a lot of people are reliant on upskillers just now. Realistically,
I think at the end of the day, like you're not going to get that on the console for the price point that we have to pay.
Personally, I don't care.
I don't care. I mean, if they can get a FSR working on the PlayStation and Xbox properly, like, and it does get up to par with DLSS or even somewhere fucking close to it, I think it'll be class. And same with the Switch, like phenomenal if it works, if it's true, which I believe it is.
Even with Horizon, right? There's the 40 hertz mode. I tried it on my TV, and I even played that. And was like, why would you? Yes, there's probably it does potentially look better, but you can't even notice because it's running at a shittier frame rate. You don't notice how much better it looks because all you notice is how bad it runs compared.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't really care how things look as long as it's 60.
Yeah.
So, if FSR is going to work and get it to 60 and it's not 4K, but it's fucking 1080p up-res, that wouldn't bother me as long. But the Matrix Awakens tech demo shit was fucking quite impressive.
It?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it like it was quite visually impressive.
I wish everyone forget about ray tracing for the next 10 years because there's no point even.
They need to just forget about it. Like
that is the most disappointing thing to me, ray tracing. And the reason I'm so down on it is because the performance hit isn't worth it.
It's just not there yet. It's just too early. We're not there yet in technology wise to get it running properly and smooth frame rates.
Like go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like these options with you can do 4K 30 with ray tracing, or you can just do 4K 60 or whatever. Just give me that. Just give me the 60. Don't include fucking ray tracing. Like in these PS5 Pro, I think we said last week or the week before, I would rather a 60 option and a 120 rather than fucking 30 and 60, which I still think we're going to get.
Oh yeah, absolutely will. There'll be 30 with ray tracing.
Because I've already said like in these internal things and all boasting fucking better ray tracing RT cores and stuff, and you're like, just fuck off the ray tracing.
The reason I want the ray tracing is to save time on the shadows.
Aye, because it'll naturally light it all up. But don't get me wrong, if you've got it on a PC, it looks fucking good. I can run it, like it looks fucking class. Like Cyberpunk and all now, with fucking ray tracing and DLSS, like is meant to look unbelievable on a PC, like one of the best looking games there is.
But see if you play Quake 2, the fully ray traced version, Quake 2, which is from fucking 1996 or 8, it'll still have a modern GPU, and it's like, fuck me, sure, we'll just try it on a brand new first party game and see how it looks. But yeah, that's it really for the news. But Switch, once again, the Switches came back in the fucking talks. I just want to get some news on the fucking thing. But I'd be there day one. Just pray it's
I might be.
Lovely, we'll see. But Breath of the Wild, mate. See Breath of the Wild, I go back to it. Switch of 60.
And that's the thing that the show too, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it just sounds even more believable because Nintendo's going to have a £70 Breath of the Wild, £70 Tears of the Kingdom.
100%.
People about it, like fuck.
I didn't put this in the news, but I was gonna. But they're not actually creating any DLC whatsoever for Tears of the Kingdom.
I've seen that
the week, but I don't want to go to a whole big topic on it. But quite interesting. I didn't play the DLC for Breath of the Wild. I didn't really care about it, but Tears of the Kingdom, if it got DLC, would I play it? Probably not.
Yeah, DLC. It'll have to be a game like I'm really, really fucking enjoy. Like to get DLC for it.
Mate, just think about the puzzles in that game though, and that fucking fuse mechanic. How good it was.
Yeah, but that was about it.
I know, but still, mate, that was fucking.
I was thinking the combat sucks.
Oh, come on.
The frame rate wasn't great. And a lot of places.
That fuse mechanic, honestly, it was that alone.
The one I liked, I think the most, was maybe it's tied between the fuse and the one where you can just go up, ascend. I thought that was class.
Yeah, that was cool as well.
Yeah.
It's doing them made you feel like a genius. Do you know what I mean? Like it made you kind of be like forced to be creative, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was just fun doing that shit. Using a rewind feature, and I'll remember as well. And it's like, I'm going to do this, but then rewind myself back. Good crack.
It's class.
Long ass game though. So, Bobby, what we've been playing this week? Obviously, you're all Starfield, but
pretty much.
maybe what we'll do is I'll get mine out of the way and we can continue. So we're playing some FIFA. As you've seen yesterday, I was getting slobbered to while playing FIFA.
Yeah,
FIFA players
standard.
are the saltiest people you'll ever play.
Oh, big time. Big
So
time.
someone's saying to me, why am I trying so hard? And then another guy goes, like, he scored like in the first half and he goes, why are you playing on in September? It's like, what do you want me to do? Just quit? It's like, what the hell?
He's
But it is
basically
true.
saying to you, the next one's out, like, why are you playing this for, you fucking loser?
Why are you playing? No, playing on, as in he scored, so why am I not just quitting? Because a lot of people do that.
Oh, okay.
I was like, well, what? Why would I? But I was saying to Lindsay, she was watching me. It's like FIFA's the only game where you can have no verbal communication, but you can tell if the person's a cunt or not.
Oh, aye.
And how they play, because they'll just start standing on the spot doing wee things and passing
back.
Oh, mate, it is so infuriating. But someone did this to me at like the 90th minute, and he was 2-0 up, and Lindsay was watching. I was like, watch this. I'll get scored once. He tried it again, scored twice on him, and withdrew. And I was like,
I bet he was fucking going mental.
But then another guy messaged me and was like, complaining about how I played it because it was just set up it was obviously difficult for me. He's like, why are you trying so hard? I was like, what the fuck?
I know,
What?
this is FIFA players.
Like you'll score and be all over someone, and instead of them quitting, what they'll do is they'll just time waste and they'll pause the game and they'll just be dicks. And it's usually kids, and it's on the lower ranks. But I can't wait for FIFA 22 or 23 to come out and or 24. Fuck me,
24.
EA Sports,
EA FC.
You're not jumping into it.
I know, I'll probably jump into it. I'll have it
Yeah,
there anyway, so I'll try it.
Always good crack. I like competitiveness. I know you maybe don't.
It just frustrates me. I'll be up for doing some of that co-op season again because I actually enjoy what we played that on FIFA 23.
That was brilliant.
It's good fun.
I think it's easily, like, honestly, it's one of my favorite games. I think it's just fun. Although it can get it, like, right now everyone has like 99 level players, ranked players, sorry, and the game is so stale because it's just everyone's scoring the same way and doing the same shit. It's just boring as fuck. But I'm playing that. We'll get into obviously my Starfield impressions. But it was kind of like, what should I play? I don't know how I landed on Horizon, but I put it on, started up my save, and I played Horizon. Obviously, played Horizon 1 on very easy, like story mode, and blasted it in like 10 hours. And I really hated the game. If you remember me talking about it,
I remember that.
Hate the story, hated the fire, the tribes. Don't like that shit. But before Elden Ring came out, I played like Forbidden West and was really enjoying it. I remember being like, no, this is good. And then it stopped. And then I played it again last year when the patch came up. And I played the same stack stage, and then I stopped again. But then I started it the other day at that same stage, and I'm saying something happened. I was like, oh, it's actually getting interesting. And I could have continued on, but then I went, you know what? I'm going to play it from the start. I'm going to take it serious, like I did with Tsushima. Do everything, learn the combat, and I'll tell you what, I'm actually having a blast. I'm really enjoying it, which is strange because when I first played it, I didn't know anything about how to combat the machines. I didn't like all the stealth. There is a lot to it.
Yeah.
But it's all like kind of elemental statuses, you know. This one's weak to this. But I tell you this, and I want to talk about this. The accessibility options in the game honestly just change the whole game for you. Like, you can have no animation pickup, you know, like where you're picking items up.
That's all been added in because I think there was a lot of complaints about that there at the start when the game first came out.
Oh, mate, it's just. Do you know what happened? Remember I was in a Far Cry mood? I put on Far Cry. I was like, I'm not in the mood for that. But I was in the kind of Tsushima Far Cry mood, which is, once again, like Horizon, but gorgeous. Mate, see on our OLED, that game just fucking is insanely good looking.
Yeah.
But just really enjoying it. So I'm at actually the exact same stage. Done everything there is in the first area.
Don't burn yourself out because this is what you do. You do everything and then you end up burning yourself out and then you fall off it like you've done with Hogwarts.
Probably will. I need to go back to. I actually want to go back to Hogwarts.
Yeah, you were like, oh, there's just too much to do. And I was like, well, that's because you're fucking doing it all. Just fucking mainline.
Yeah. I don't know what happened with Hogwarts, but I'm in the mood for this type of game. But it's good because I'm like upgrading. I was actually going to put it all on easily. So what you can do with the difficulty is you can go, okay, well, I actually want me to not be hit as hard, so I can put my health to low. Like as in, I get hit, but I have a lot of HP, but I can put my enemies on the same. So you can kind of play with the difficulty. But I kept it on normal, and I ended up getting the combat, and I was like, you know what, I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm doing all the wee trials, doing all that shit. But it's basically like Breath of the Wild in a way, but you haven't got your glider, but you do get a glider. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, is a phenomenal game. But there's a lot of kind of people online that saying that they weren't happy with it, which is strange because to me it's a much better game than the first from what I've played. And then
I think it just wasn't a big enough change in the first. I think that's what a lot of people were giving off about.
Like, a lot of side quests are great. Like,
Yeah.
really good animation, good story. I'm like, right. So I don't know. Maybe the further I get in, does it go up the left? Now, I understand the story of it, so that maybe helps, but it's good.
I
I
really
just
liked
hope.
the first one. I didn't beat it or anything. I played a good bit of it. I was really interested in it, and I was going to start it again whenever it was literally just before Hogwarts came out, and I did start it, and then Hogwarts came out, and I just went straight to that there. But I'm kind of interested in the whole post-apocalyptic thing in it.
Oh, it is.
Why
No, it
it
is a good
happened.
kind of way
So
around
I
it. Yeah.
still haven't been spoiled or anything bad, so it's really interesting to me anyway.
It's weird. It just shows you, like, obviously it's like an 88 on Metacritic, and I know I never really looked at Metacritic before, but Tsushima was like an 83, and I'm like, they're
So
so far off kind of what I would assume. Like, Tsushima to me is like a 4.5 game,
yeah,
a 4.5, 4. Like, it's fucking phenomenal, and it's strange hearing people not enjoy it.
I haven't actually seen from people that I've listened to talk about Tsushima. Like I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about it, apart from saying it's fucking phenomenal.
It's weird, man. People fucking hate it online. I would see people just always shitting on it, but to me, it's like, but it's funny because it's a lower Metacritic but a high user rating, whereas it's the opposite for Horizon. So I don't know. Well, I think a lot of people were angry that she had her hairy face. But I don't
Yeah.
care. I know it's bore bag to me. Like, she's a bit of a
Aye.
knob. Fucking I'm the savior and all that shit she keeps saying. But mate, honestly, it's good. But I think Tsushima's still the king for me. I loved it. Good sucker punch game. Still haven't played the DLC for that actually. So yeah, I'm playing that.
Oh, Icky
Gonna have
Island.
more. Yeah, gonna have more thoughts. So we'll see. Because I'm to play the start of Horizon. There's like a wee bit of an intro within the starting area, which is kind of like the Grand Plateau kind of side of things.
Mhm.
Great. I don't know if once it opens up, I might just get a bit like, nah, you know,
If you continue the rate you're doing it, where you're doing everything, you're probably going to fall off it.
probably. Colin loved it though, didn't he? I think he was.
He thinks it's the best looking game he's ever played.
It's hard because I can't remember. I would need to play Ragnarok, but compared to even Red Dead, so Red Dead, I think Red Dead has better like atmosphere or something. It does something different, but in terms of character models, yeah, it's the best NPC character models I've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
animations, like you're like fucking hell. This obviously took a while to make, but no, it's good. But I don't know if I'd want a third one like Gorillas. Like I'm like, oh, I'd do something different. Do you know what I mean? But clearly
I
they're
think
gonna.
I think they're going to milk it. Sure, they've got like a multiplayer one coming out, and then maybe a MMO of it coming out as well in the works. Then
Mate,
obviously
see,
a third one, because I think the DLC kind of lined it up for there to be a third one.
so I had to mess a bit with the settings. Like I put L1 to jump in my games and all, and I have roll on R1. So the combat's starting to click. It's actually really good. But the auto pickups are honestly a massive change. And then you can also set it, whereas before you have to hit certain parts of the dinosaurs, basically.
It's
Or
just their weak spots.
you can turn that off, where you can say, well, if I hit their battery, like where you can turn off wherever you kill them, you get all their loot instead of just having to shoot it off. Now, some people are saying that's less fun, but to me, I'm like, well, I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on. But I don't like the stealth shit. That's all I didn't want to do. But
I'm not keen on stealth anymore, like, to be honest. I used to be okay, like playing the old Assassin's Creed games and stuff, but see now, like even the Starfield and all, I'm just going guns blazing. It's more fun.
see, that was a game though. I was always quite. There's sometimes I put it on. I was like, ugh, I couldn't be bothered right now. But I always thought Forbidden West, at least when I first played it, was decent. Whereas Metal Gear Solid 5, I've tried it honestly 10 times. Never thought it was a good game. I've tried it and I was like, ugh, this part's good, but then the start's good and then it gets really bad once it goes actually open world. But yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, if you play a game and think it's decent, you probably should go back to it later on because it probably is a very good game. It's the one that you get turned off. The ones you get turned off, no, just don't play. But you've been obviously on Starfield all week.
Yeah.
Talk to me. You beat it
Yeah, so I actually beat it shortly. I think it was
the night
Sunday.
off.
I think it was the night off, actually, last week's podcast. I beat the main story and went into the New Game Plus. And then I ended up just actually starting again, like a full new character and just in a new game. So I've put in 28 hours, I think.
You regret doing that? Starting a new
No.
character? You just kept the same character?
No, I'm actually having more fun now.
Okay.
Don't know why, but yeah.
Are you the main story at all?
No, I've done like 2 missions of the main story, and then so there's 4 kind of main faction like side quests, where they're kind of main side quests, if you want to call them that. I'm doing them. I've done 2 of them, 2 of the full ones. I've done the UC Vanguard, which you started as well, the Tower Morphs and stuff. And then I moved into the Crimson Fleet, which is the Pirates. I done that. I'd actually started that yesterday and finished it yesterday because I just sat and played it all day. And it's fucking class. Really enjoying these side quests like a lot more than even the main story.
What is it you actually really like? Like, what is it that's making you like, I can't wait to play it?
I don't know. I just can't wait to see what's next.
Like, what is it you're doing? Like, are you just flying around the places, or are you doing just the quest
No, I'm
lines?
not. I'm just doing the quest lines, and I'm like really enjoying it. Like the side quests have some of the best story in it and lore. And see that one that with the Vanguard and all has the Tower Wars and stuff. The other way when you go through the museum, did you listen to all the stuff through the museum?
No, I actually liked all that. Like, see, this is my impressions of the game. Just very quickly with that, like, it's a game that I would just thought, oh, it's not for me. But when I say that, like, once I stopped playing it for a while, because I played it the other night and was having a good enough crack with it. Like, I did actually enjoy it when I was playing it, and then the next night, I don't know, it's kind of like not in the mood. I was getting too much. I think I ended up because I was doing the main story. I think the main story was boring me rather than I actually like the side quests more.
The main story isn't great at the start. It does take a while. I think that's why people are saying, "Oh, you need to play it for like 5 to 8 hours or something like that." There, I think they mean the main story because the main story isn't great at the start, but then there's a certain shift in it about halfway through, and then it starts to get really good and really interesting. It's like kind of like in Jedi when that moment happens, and you're like, right, okay, I need to see this out and see what happens next.
Right.
So you do get that moment in the main story, but in all the side stuff that we're doing now, it's just class. It's just phenomenal. Like that Terramorph one, the Vanguards, when you see that whole storyline through and stuff that happens and things that appear, and that's class. There's
Like I'm not saying I'll never go back to it. Mine's more, I'll go back to it in the future and maybe things will be better when it's patched and shit, because it's more that, like, I'm just like, maybe not right now kind of thing. But see you talking about it, like even that, I'm kind of like, yeah, because that's what I liked. I ended up liking it when I was doing the USC storyline, but then thinking now, like I ended up doing the main story and I was like, oh, I'm getting bored.
So with the Crimson one, what I liked about it was just, so it started off, it's not really, it's slight spoilers, but start off, you have to go, you're with the US or the UC system defense. So they want you to go undercover as a pirate, go into the Crimson Fleet and kind of find out what they're doing, what their plan is, and try and feed them back information.
Right.
So you do that there. That's how you start off anyway, and then you can kind of change paths, and you can go with. You can actually choose to side with the Crimson Fleet and go against the defense system. And the way it works, there's so many different times. So you can go in. You'll do a couple of missions, say, and they want you're working undercover, so you're working for the Crimson Fleet. You're doing quests for them there to try and get in and be accepted by them.
Yeah.
And certain things you have to do, and if you start killing people, whenever you go back to report for the UC, they start going fucking mad at you. And then there was a time when they were like, right, this is your last chance, because I was just killing everybody because I was siding with the Crimson Fleet regardless anyway. This is your last chance. And then it was just the twists and turns in it's just amazing. Just the whole, like, just being able to do what you want, really.
Yeah,
I love it. Like, it's bringing back the Fallout vibes for me, which is what I prefer. Like, I feel like I'm just playing Fallout in space.
Oh, I definitely prefer that than Fallout. Like, I definitely gel with it a lot more.
I prefer this than Skyrim.
It's Skyrim's setting, mate. Like, and to be fair, and I did say this, and I was trolling throughout the week, but being honest, like, I can't critique it like properly. I was like, I know, I understand. Like, I probably put in like 10 hours total, but even at that, I'm like, no, like, I can't sit and properly critique it because so many people are saying, look, it is a game that is a slow burn, then it gets obviously gets really good. So I'm just like, well, unless I beat the game and play a good bit, I'm not going to have an opinion on it.
Yeah, with the side stories, like I'll say, it definitely ramps things up, like in terms of enjoyment and stuff, and just being able to do just so much more and just have a lot more fun with it. Like actually being a pirate and going and taking ships and stealing them for yourself and stuff like that. There, it's so much fun.
But I used to have on the PlayStation, wouldn't it?
The fucking haptics and all be lovely. The space combat's fantastic. I actually think the space combat's really, really good once you get into it and actually know what you're doing.
I enjoy like putting down I enjoyed all that shit.
I'm playing pretty much in first person entirely, unless I'm in space combat, then I go into third. Because I've just found it a bit more enjoyable. A bit easier to kind of navigate as well and see things.
I was doing a lot of the shit on the main city, a lot of the side stuff. There's a side mission even down on the down underground that I've done. I really enjoyed all that. But it was actually more and it's the same as Witcher. I hated the main story. Not that I hated it, but I was like, meh, on the main story of the Witcher, but it was all the side quests. Because that's all the best.
The side quest is the kind of fucking the content that you want to be doing, like, especially these main, like, in quotes main side quests, the factions.
Mm-hmm.
4 factions. So I've done 2. I've completed 2 of them: the Vanguard, Crimson Fleet, and I'm on to the Ryugen one, which is in Neon City.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you been to Neon yet?
No, I've seen video.
Phenomenal. It's like It looks like cyberpunk. That's if you could think of them vibes. That's for like all the drug. You can become a drug dealer now.
Right.
Actually, yeah, and you can actually like actually get your own lab and cook it all up and stuff too, and sell it in the streets.
Bound to be a
kinda-
Breaking
and-
Bad reference, is there?
And like ship, there probably is, and you can ship it off and stuff like that. There, that's where like the contraband come in when you get scanned going to planets.
Yeah.
So that's for all that there. So you can actually make your own, and go and actually distribute it to planets and stuff like that. There, you might get caught, you might not if your like ship's well. There's actually I've got into the shipbuilding a wee bit. I was kind of tinkering with it yesterday, and there's things you can add on. You can add on like a certain like blocker thing that'll kind of block most of them in searching. There's different prices and stuff like that there. So when they're doing their contraband search, there's a high probability chance that they'll not find it if it's on your ship when they're scanning you, so you can kind of get away with it and get it in, get it sold.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's so much I haven't even fucking discovered yet like about it, but I'm having a blast. I think my main plan is to do these last 2 main side quests and then maybe be done, maybe not. I don't know.
The only thing I don't like is it's a bit messy with the menus. You know, you were like, oh, it's not, but see, like that, I can get into that. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I had to search it up, and people had to say, no, this is how you do it. It's like, fuck me.
But you don't have to see that there. You just click on it, and once you're close enough, you just hold X. Yeah, you click A. That. But see, you learn all that there as you go. Were you doing that? That was part of the main quest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It should have said. Maybe it said and you didn't see it beforehand, but to click A to actually highlight it.
I don't remember, but I told Shane. So Shane actually hates his thoughts on it. He's just took off for the first time. He's digging it, and then it turned out, how the fuck do I activate warp drive? Then he wrote, got it. Just use a map and travel.
Yeah.
He says, I had to fix the FOV, was making me feel ill because you can't change it on.
Yeah.
Now, Digital Foundry were turning it apart about, not turning apart, it was a guy, Alex Battaglia. He's not even like, he isn't. I know you were always saying like Digital Foundry are ponies. Alex Battaglia is a PC gamer. He was a bit sour being like, oh, it needs a fit, like in 2023, everything should have an FOV.
It should have an FOV.
HDR as well is a bit of a fucking mess, actually.
I think it has HDR on Xbox.
But they should have, I don't know why they don't have it on PC.
And Dolby Vision as well.
But he says FOV was making him ill and FPS is shocking, but he's running like a what, fucking 1070.
He's a 2060 Super, so that's not even the recommend. That's not even the minimum spec. And
then a few hours later, about that night, he wrote, Starfield's great. Just got the second bit of the object thing, the relics, and then gonna start putting my home together tomorrow. Please enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's honestly, I'm seeing people praising it. Like obviously David Jaffe was saying best game ever, and then I'm seeing people being like, it's terrible. I don't really know what. Maybe it is the same. I don't know. I don't know what. People are probably maybe just doing the main quest. People are maybe not doing any side missions. There's too many variables.
Yeah, I mean, the whole kind of thing we were talking about last week is that the rush to the main quest. I actually do not recommend doing that at all. I don't think that what you get at the end is cool. Yes, I don't think it's worth ruining your playthrough, and I think that's kind of why I started a new playthrough, because I felt like that old one was a wee bit tainted just by that. We're kind of rusted, so it's just like, fuck, I'm gonna get a new one. I'm gonna role play as Demi this time instead of myself.
Oh, were you yourself the first time?
Yeah, I was myself first time, so I went as Demi this time. I'm also.
Did you replay as her?
What is it? I was showing her yesterday when she got home. I was like, that's you.
Did you ever show her? Was it Cyberpunk you played as her and started showing me like her tit size? No?
I think I did. I think I showed her that day.
What were you in Cyberpunk? Did you not like?
I just played the wee demo thing, and I was like, do you know what? I'm not feeling it right now. But as I'm playing more of this, I'm like, I actually could play Cyberpunk right now and be in the mood for it. I was going to start. I was like, no, I'm going to finish whatever.
There's no point.
I'm doing Starfield until
change it all.
Yeah, so I'm going to finish whatever I'm doing in Starfield until I feel like I'm done. I think I've seen enough of the game, if you know what I mean. But I'm not done with it by any means. I think once I do these 2 other main side quests, depending on what way I'm feeling.
Factions or side quests, just
the 2 faction side quests.
Okay.
So there's 2 other factions. So I'm on the 3rd now, and there's one more left. What is the last one? I think it's the Freestar Rangers or something. Is the last one. So the one I'm on now is like the tack thing, so you can get like an actual implant put into your head, and that's when you can start to manipulate people and robots and stuff.
That's good.
So you can actually, so there's skills that I have unlocked as well now. So I can select like an enemy while I'm hidden, hit A on them, and I can actually choose to manipulate them so I can put them in a frenzy so they'll start killing everybody and stuff like that.
Reminds me of Cyberpunk in a way, where the whole tech thing says. But that was another one. I was like, should I go back and try and play Cyberpunk? Because I never finished it, but I nearly finished it. But I was like, I'll just wait until it's 2.0's out. But there's too much. I'll not be playing this year anyway.
Yeah.
But that'll be interesting. So you should have it beat by next week, realistically.
I should have, yeah, possibly. I should be done. I'll have them 2 side quests done, yeah.
So that'll do in terms of what we played. Have you been playing anything else you want to talk about?
No, she's going to start trying her, so I'm happy enough to wrap things up.
Yeah. So games releasing this week. The Crew Motor Vest releases 14th of September. Looks a bit more like Horizon, not Zero Dawn. Horizon, Forza Horizon.
It's like an Android version of fucking Horizon.
It doesn't. I watched the wee trailer and all before. I was like, yeah, it's just. There's a mode where it's like 50s mode, and you drive, and there's no map, but there's images, and it tells you like look at the image to go where and go right at this spot. Looks weird, but doesn't look for me. But that's out in the 14th if you're a car fan, and then finally, Liza P early access, 16th of September, Saturday. So how is that a guarantee for you to play, Bobby? No matter what.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. That's kind of next on the list of releases for me to play.
So as always, Metacritic prediction.
83 to 85.
Quite good, isn't it? An 83 would be like decent.
Yeah.
Part of me would be like, if it gets an 88, I want it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah, an 85 would be very good. I think personally, I could see an 78 to 81.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. In the round between 78 to 85 on the high end, like that would surprise me.
Well, like that'll wrap it up. Obviously, Bobby's drying his hair that he doesn't have in the background there. But other than that, like if you like the pod, like and subscribe, leave us a Spotify review, and send your hate mail to readyuppod@gmail.com. But we'll cover everything next week. What Bobby's been playing, what I've been playing, and more news. Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.